Welcome to our parts haul video. Today we've got a number of components being used to replace an x58 system from many years ago with a new 9th gen Intel system. Here we have the Corsair AIR 540 case, and it's quite large. It's surprisingly so. Its cubed shape makes it look a lot smaller in pictures, so I'll just show you with an Xbox controller. Everyone has one of these, so that's just the general size of it compared to the actual case. It's got quite the depth to it. Okay, so it comes with a rear fan, 2 front fans. I believe the rear fan is a solid color and the front fans are actually translucent and may actually light up. I don't actually know for sure. I'll just turn this around. As you can see from the, you should be able to see, it's got 2 chambers. So you've got the one that's in front of here, which is the motherboard chamber, and you've got one back here, which is for the hard drives and whatnot, and the power supply actually. So I'll just spin it around the front. And you've got the usual front I/O panel somewhere around here. On the, yeah, here we go. Here's some bits right here. So these buttons on the front here, they're actually, they look like they're spring buttons, but they're actually clicky buttons. So they don't go in as far as you expect, but they're still good nonetheless. On the front here, you have a removable front panel, which you can remove by removing the top panel. There are 2 fan slots in the top, and it also fits a, I believe, 240mm rad, and in the front fits a 360 if you have something big enough for that. I'll turn it around again, but first I'll just undo this. So in here we have the toolless install for SSDs and also for your power supply in there. Got a bunch of cables that it comes with. And you've got up here the large drive bays for the 2 possible 5¼ inch drives. And we'll turn it around again for the back panel. Here it's fairly standard. You've got a rear fan, got the PCIe slots, and back here you've got the power supply slot, and a lot of venting back here. It looks like you can possibly add a few things, lots of mounting holes and things like that. I think you might be able to fit a 80mm fan or something in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the case. Next up, we have the i7-9700K. This 9th gen 8-core, 8-threaded beast. It's perfect for gaming, and it'll work well with our build. Here you have the CPU in the back. This is a very small box because now they don't come with any cooling. So that'll be in a little bit, but yeah, we'll open this up and have a look. We need better opening tools. Here we go, and okay, we have a little booklet in here with the usual sticker, if you want to put that on the front of your case. Does say 9th gen, which is fancy. And we have the CPU itself. Let's see if we can get this out. Usually they have a clippy clip holding them in. There we go, and another one here. And there we have it, 9700K. Nice, very small CPU. Here we have the Corsair Vengeance 3200 MHz DDR4 16GB RAM. These are 2 sticks, 8GB each. You can kind of see them in the back here. These are chosen because, frankly, that's all you need. Let's open this up and have a look inside. And here we are, the 2 sticks. Very, very small compact shape, heatsink wise, and very simple, no RGB, just nice black casing. Here we have the Z390 Aorus Master motherboard from Gigabyte. So let's just jump right in and take a look at it. This box did not come sealed, but the motherboard inside is. This is going to be loud. Slide that off to the side. And here we have the board itself, wrapped up in a lot of plastic. Let's just remove some of that. Ooh, there we go. That's actually surprisingly shiny. As you can see, it's probably glaring a little bit. Okay, so looking over the board, we've got reinforced RAM slots, we've got reinforced 2 8-pin 12-volt power slots up here. We've got a whole bunch of N2 slots, 3. We've got a 16X and 8X PCI Express slots, or 16, 4 and 4, I believe. We've got 3 PCIe 1X slots. We've got actually I'll just take the plastic off this. We've got an ESS audio controller, which is, ESS is something that I haven't heard of for like 20 plus years, so that'll be interesting. Down the bottom here we have an LED post light. We've got all the IO header stuff here, and going around back to the top again, we've got an OC button, which is probably kind of not useful in this build, but we'll see if we need to do any of that. And here we have the IO shield, and I'll just take the plastic off the IO shield here. And here we have a few RGB strips through here. Got a rather large heatsink with the IO shield area covered up and covering up all the way along to here. And here we have the IO panel here. This is all integrated. Its shield is stuck on. Here we have the clear CMOS and power buttons, nice and clicky. Got Wi-Fi on this and a bunch of USB ports. We've got USB Type-C here, as well as a USB 3.1 here, and I believe there's another one, another 2 here, with a Intel Gigabit LAN port, and there are your audio ports there. And moving around to the back here, we have a fairly large shielding on the back. This is aluminium by the looks, and doesn't look like it's not connected by a whole lot, but it looks like it might be connected along here, which would be where the VRMs are. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of anything else on here. So extra little bits that come with the motherboard is this brilliant sticker collection. Most of these are, that's a massive sticker actually. I don't know what any of their uses are, but I guess you could put a couple of these on your case, maybe. A little bit of labels here, these are cables down the bottom. And we've got a trespassing sticker, which is almost the best, most brilliant thing in this box. And we've got a proper ARS badge here. Don't know if you can quite see it, but it is embossed slightly. The plastic covering is probably making it a bit hard to see. Got the usual warranty info. Got the install guide. And of course the rather large manual. Here we have the extras in the bottom. There are 2 screws here, individually sealed in plastic bags. I think they're replacements for something. They look too small to be for the M2 slots, but I'm sure they're for something. Oh, we've got a third here, which is interesting. Here we have the Wi-Fi antenna, fairly standard for a Wi-Fi antenna. Just looks like it twists up. Here we've got a somewhat unbranded SLI bridge, gigabyte one. Nothing special about it. We've got an individually wrapped riser screw with 2 more of those. We've got 3 here. Got some ARS branded tie cable ties. We've got I think this is an LED adapter of some kind. Possibly another LED adapter. And we have another LED adapter. I don't know what this is, honestly. It looks like some sort of thermal cable, temperature detection. And here we have a surprisingly small amount of SATA cables for a motherboard, 4. These contain 2 right angle connectors on one of the sides. Here's another one of the cables that I don't know what they do. And we have a I/O connector, which helps with the setting up the I/O ports in the front here. And lastly, we have the Cooler Master MasterLiquid ML240R RGB. In other words, it's close to water cooling system with RGB all over it. And it's compatible with almost all RGB syncing features. I just have to take this plastic off. And now I don't know how it opens. Okay. And packaged fairly standard. Is the pump and radiator. Got two, let's just take this pack stick off. It's hard to actually show this. Let's just move that there. There we go. So you see the Cooler Master logo with the LED strip in the middle. Got the copper base here. I believe this is for the RGB controller, and this is the pump power connector. Here we have a 240mm RAM. Taking the plastic off, we've got the 240mm rad. And as you can see, it's fairly thin, and you probably can't see it on the video, but the fins are fairly widely spaced, so it should have good airflow. We'll just put this to the side for now and just look at the extra components that it comes with. Here we have one of the LED fans. Nice and clear, with a LED controller connector and PWM fan header. Got another one of these in plastic. Got the usual install guide and warranty info with a user manual for the RGB controller. Here is the RGB controller with SATA connector for power. Got the connectors in here for the actual pump, and I guess one of the, probably for the pump actually. Here on the side we have a bunch of connectors, probably for the fans, and here we have the RGB connectors on the side here. I won't go into too much detail with these, but here are all the random cables and the mounting brackets for each different type of CPU mount. And here we have all the different types of LED connectors to connect to all of the syncing systems that exist in the world of RGB at the moment, and that's quite a lot. Other than that, there is nothing else in the box. Nothing underneath either, just in case you were curious. So now we'll put this stuff to the side and we'll start putting this all together.